This is Jason Callan, and these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts on Albion Fair 2017.
Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? Yes, the introduction was true. I did a little introduction at the fair. Uh, this is my thoughts of the 2017 Albion Fair. First of all, I got some keepsakes that I think are pretty cool. I got this hat. I mean, I didn't buy a lot of like merchandise type thing. I got some, but I got this hat. This hat was $5, so that's a Best Buy. I think that's a really good deal at the fair, where a lot of the other hats were a lot more expensive, and T-shirts too. I got this fridge magnet. I know I have enough already, but I saw this was at where I did that one review, Franklin Center, United Methodist Church. Come as you are. I just that one thing right there. That's the one place I got like the chili dog. Well, I got the chili dog and meatball sub and a drink. I was still hungry. I said, well, that's so good, I might try some more. And they had a bowl of chili there for $2, which I think is the Best Buy food-wise. I'm not talking about the park program. I mean, I'm talking about like regular food items. The park program's like little candy and little teeny tiny snacks and stuff like that. Like I said, nothing's over $1 there. It's like food that you'd get at the fair, and that was across the street in like a cafeteria type setting. And that's where most people went, the tents and that to eat, aside from the carny food. That was definitely Best Buy food-wise. $2. I got that hamburger too. I thought everything was really good. Trying to show you some other keepsakes. I got some pens from Tupperware because my sister wanted me to go down and get her 2-liter thing that she uses every day. It was like $15, but I mean good quality but expensive. And then that guy that he's on here. That guy that did that unicycle, the first bicycle, gave everybody $1 million, but there's the bill right here. That's him on the cover right there. Right, it's pretty cool. And it's hyping his own place, Kent Family Magic Circus. And he was the guy that was breathing fire and stuff like that. Family Entertainment, 1 million laughs, 1,000,001. But that's his photo. If you recognize him from that, from the fire breathing video, and also from that thing about the first bicycle. And also, I don't know if this would be considered Best Buy. It was pretty close because you got keepsake whenever you ordered one. When I got that fruit smoothie, you could get in a coconut thing, or you could get in one of these palm trees for $7. The coconut was $6, and you get this as a keepsake. My sister went to the fair, and she was disappointed she didn't see this and get one of these. Because the other 2 times I've been to the smoothie thing, okay, I didn't see, I went to that smoothie place a couple of times and there was no one ever there manning the thing, so I just walked away. And I saw the guy there. I said, heck, I'm going to get a smoothie there. I mean, if they had the flavors I wanted, they had pineapple, so I got pineapple. There was another place selling fruit smoothies. They had a mango one, but I didn't go over and get anything from there. So I mean, that was that. But the thing of my thoughts about the fair, I think that's all the keepsakes I had. Kind of buy a whole lot of merchandise. They had a lot of the same stuff they usually have, like belt buckles, sunglasses, those throw comforter type things and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff I have a lot. I probably could have gotten something else. But that's the only real merch I just had. I thought it was pretty cool. And you might be seeing a certain person who does Halloween reviews wear this. I gotta see how it works. If I find that other part, I might try it. I don't know. I gotta find the other part to that thing first too. And the one thing about the fair, it seems like it gets smaller every year. It wasn't like that before because they got rid of a whole bunch of different things, games, to make way for more rides. But it seemed like they had less rides this year. But it was also, that's probably also because of that accident they had a couple months ago at that one fair. It seemed like they had far less rides this year. I mean, you saw that tiny Midway. They had a couple little teeny tiny ones for the kids. But I mean, they had more rides before. And they got rid of a couple popular games that I don't think are ever coming back. The ones I did play, the Coin Dozer game, which I loved, which I didn't start playing until much later, like 2012, 2013, 2014. Then in 2015, it was no, I didn't go 2014. I only played 2012, 2013, I think. Then 2016, they were gone to make way for more rides. Skee Ball's no longer there. That was a bummer. And the game I got it where you had like you threw it in the ball and diagonally, you could win some cool prizes. That was very addictive too. I love that game too. Sadly, that's no longer there. Those are games I usually played. A lot of people weren't playing very many games except for bingo, and the bingo was helped to support Northwestern girls basketball, I believe, and they were doing really well in there. And that was a good place to sit down and spend a lot of money, have some fun. That was a cool atmosphere too. I did enjoy that. Jody and Roland, I guess, when they went Saturday, were doing that. They got rid of, I mean, a lot of different things. They had like a thing they were giving like for massages and stuff like that, or making license plates. The making license plates thing went inside the tent, and that thing they had a big tent that was for I think selling massage stuff or something like that. That was done away with. They had some game where you tossed coins, and I kind of walked past that. They had a couple of different food things I never seen before. They had ones of old fashioned floats, like root beer floats and vanilla float. I didn't get any of those. And they had a place that had baked potatoes there. I saw them baked potatoes. I saw that. Boy, they were expensive. Because in Germany, they used to have this guy. They had like a classic English oven or something like that. A guy right outside the PX in Germany. The whole PX building, which was like a whole bunch of different stores, including a movie theater built in there. It was really nice. For a small post, like in the middle of nowhere. Really cool having a movie theater in there. And this one English guy was selling potatoes. I used to go there, and I used to get just regular butter and chives, pretty much. But I mean, the cheapest one was, I don't know how big the potatoes were. Like butter and chives were like $3, but they got more expensive. They had one where you get pulled pork, cheddar cheese, maybe onion, and some barbecue sauce. That was $8 for a baked potato. That's expensive. So I stayed away from that place. Some of the things I got were expensive. I wish I would have gotten that meatball sub from that one tent that was $6, where the other one was like $2.50 from the other tent, and there wasn't much of a difference. That was a mistake on my part. But I mean, a lot of the fair stuff was expensive, but there was a couple of Best Buys. I mean, $7 fruit smoothie might be expensive, but you got this keepsake, which is kind of cool. But the $2 for the chili was really good. Some other stuff I wanted to mention. They had when I got those sodas, the pops from the park program. I couldn't remember if I did a review of Diet Bubba Cola or not. When I went back there, they were out of it, and it turned out I did back in 2015. I do so many videos, I forget. I have to look on Video Manager, and I also did the Diet Crisp Zero, which I bought another one of, but it's still really good though. And there's two other pops that I haven't reviewed yet. By the time you see this, you'll know I reviewed. I'll say Albion Fair, 2017 Albion Fair. One thing about that farm display, that really cool miniature farm display, was I went back, I talked to the guy. Well, he talked to me. He said, the one neat thing about this is like showing people where your food actually comes from, because most kids today don't know. They just think it comes from the grocery store, which is a fair assumption the way things are now. But no, showing how things go on the farm and stuff like that. Really cool display. And then when I went back later that day, I asked the guy, I said, hi, I talked to you earlier, and I was curious about, did you make that display? He said, no, his son did. I said, if you see him, could you tell him I think he did a darn good job, or a heck of a good job. I try to keep the swearing, no swearing. There's no need to swear anyways. And I remember at the Bwana Gym Wildlife, the one thing was they had that, what I really wanted to capture on film, I just caught a little bit of highlights. I wasn't going to film the whole thing. That's too much. but they had like this giant turtle before. I mean, I saw him back in 2012, and then it was cool. He came back after 2012. They had some other acts in the tennis court. They had 2013. They had a Grandpa Cratchit with a giant puppet show, and that kind of pissed me off because they'd have the showing right there, next showing, and I'd be in line. I'd be waiting for the next show, and then if it wasn't a big enough crowd, they wouldn't perform, which was bullshit. You know, and then the year after that, Grandpa Cratchit was just there that one year. I think they probably weren't lucrative enough for them. The next year, they had the Magician, which I really enjoyed. And I actually had a video I put up on YouTube. And it got taken, I had to take it off because of music copyright, which was stupid. But nothing I do about it. So, I mean, I ended up putting it on Facebook. That never saw the light of day on YouTube. I had a thing of his act, but I mean, I enjoyed his act. That was really funny. Then the year after that was the Lumberjacks, which were really cool. And I had a keepsake of that little chair they made from that. Here it is. He carved a whole bunch of stuff out of this stump of wood, and he made a whole bunch of these little chairs. Right there. I still have that. That was a keepsake from last year. And then the Magician was moved to the Stone Cottage. I think maybe he was upset he got moved to like a more condensed thing. But his act, I mean, that was no big deal. That's where Uncle Tyrone performed today. I missed half of his act because I didn't know it didn't have anything when the next show will be or anything like that. That was a mistake because I would have had an inkling when the other guy would be, because they had a little clock and it said next show at what. He didn't have no indicator when he's going to be back or not. I didn't know where he was at or anything. I only saw half of his show. So, I mean, and then someone said, when's your next show going to be? Well, that's the last one for the day. I think it was around 5, 6 o'clock or something like that. He said because he performed in front of a bunch of kids. They had a bunch of kids coming out for like a little field trip type thing. They did the same thing with Grandpa Cratchit. I remember that. I'd get back to the Bwana Jim thing. The Bwana Jim Wildlife Show, he had like this giant turtle that he held like that. And I asked him, where's the turtle this year? Because I remember seeing you in 2012. And he said he still has that turtle. He said he had too much stuff cramped into his thing. He couldn't make room for that thing. That turtle's huge. Well, a giant monster. It was scary looking. But it was, you remembered that. That's why I really wanted to get on camera, but I mean, he didn't have room for it, so oh well. And they got rid of some other games. I remember they got rid of that one game that I thought was so popular. I used to play all the time. That birthday game where they have like the things on around the thing about different months, and you put like a quarter on your month you were born, and they had like a giant die with all the months. And you roll it in there, and if you win, you get. And then you go up to bigger ones. I ended up spending a lot of money on that. But I mean, I don't really go to the games anymore. And they don't have the game that where you fill the water up, that pop the balloon. They don't have that game no more. They had one game before where they had the racehorses, where you could spray water and the racehorses would go a certain distance, or either you throw balls in or something like that. They got rid of that a long time ago. They still had the duck pond, but the duck pond is completely different than why I remember it. They had a game when they used to pull levers and stuff like that. That's gone. They had a ring toss, but the ring toss was like for knives. And it said no ID, no knife. But it's weird because I thought that'd be a violation of the fair because it said no weapons or anything like that are to be sold there. But they were selling knives there. You win knives. I think they had some swords and stuff like that you could buy, or daggers and stuff in that tent. But that was pretty much it. There was supposed to be some magician. They had the guy in a unicycle. There's supposed to be some magician walking around. I didn't see him at all. But they had that guy with a unicycle. I've seen him a couple of times. You know, like I said, he's in the one video. Well, 2 videos. And he also said when he did that thing at Buona Gyms, the fire thing. He said, I see this one kid, I'm going to give him a black eye. And he pulled out, he had like a little eye that was black. He said, hey, now you have a black eye. I thought that was kind of funny. That's my kind of stupid humor. Glad it's a good crowd because, you know, it's the wrong crowd. They could get in a fight. I'm sure that he had someone else to get mad at him. But he had to have. But that's it. I think that Albion Fair was a good time. I only went there one night. Like he said, it seems like it's smaller now, with bigger lines. They got rid of the Taylor's deep fried veggies. They got rid of that. I don't think too many people were at the pierogi cabbage thing, which I went to in 2013. I don't know if that's going to stick around if no one goes to it. I don't know. But I don't think they had, what do they call it, the pullets or something like that. The pull-offs, they might have. I didn't really look for those. They might have had those. But it seems like it was a lot smaller than last year. They definitely had Ride-A-Rama. They were promoting Ride-A-Rama a lot. Because I don't think too many people were buying the tickets because the tickets get expensive. I remember it used to be $1.25 a ticket, and most of the rides were like 4 or 5 tickets, so that adds up. But the Ride-A-Rama was you get a bracelet. They had the Ride-A-Rama Friday. I think they had it Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. And Ride-A-Rama was you get a bracelet and you could ride for $15, and you ride the rides for like a 4 or 5 hour period, all the rides. I mean, as long as you're the right height and weight and stuff like that. Some of them are just for little kids, like the mini. Well, that mini pit stop was a new ride, and they had like a spinning ride or something like that for little kids, and they were off to the side. That was different. They must have made more room and got rid of some other stuff. They got rid of that big punching bag thing. I never played it though. You put a dollar or something like that, and you hit it real hard. It's supposed to flip up and tell you how hard you hit it or something like that. That's the one thing John Tapper was bitching about in on can't remember the hell it was called. On Bar Rescue, they said it was getting those out of bars because they lead way to more fights. That used to be right outside the t-shirt shop. They got rid of that. They got rid of a lot of stuff. I mean, it seems like it's getting smaller and smaller every year. That one guy that was selling stuff at that one part, right around where that towing cost thing is in a different section. My sister said she couldn't find that little trailer where they had the farm display. Too bad. I would have showed it to her, but they went and without me. So, oh well. But my thoughts, I still liked it. They had that pellet stove thing, and I usually buy barbecue sauce there, but I even looked at the barbecue sauce and said, what the hell am I doing? So many people sent me barbecue sauce. I don't need any. It's too, I mean, I have too much. So, that's my thoughts on the Albion Fair. Yeah, I hope you like this video. And now I'm going to leave you with some videos of me leaving the Albion Fair Friday night. And I hope you like this video. Until next time, bye, please. Take care, my legion.
Yes, I'm leaving the fair. They got all this lighted up, the stained glass stuff. It looks pretty cool. Done it? One last look at the fair. The band is closing up. They were pretty good. Wow.
Very good Red Cross was doing that. It started out, there was too much.
Why people come
Get other stuff that they don't use.